many of our coffee processing customers take the spent coffee grounds and make them into biofuel for their boilers. Typically, coming out of our screw press, the coffee grounds look like this. These are two samples provided to us by Starbucks. They're both 59% moisture content as they came out of the screw press. Typically, rice hulls or ground wood are used. So, what we're going to do is we're going to run one test here with the, we're going to rehydrate these coffee grounds to 80% moisture. That's typically what you get coming out of extraction. And then we're going to press them in this press here, and that'll give us data for making a mass balance, see how much water is separated. Then our second test will take the second batch of coffee grounds, and we will blend in our press aid auxiliary fuel into them, run it in the press, and see that if we can remove more water than is typically removed. If we're successful, we'll have a way of increasing the efficiency of the steam production plant, reduce the cost of purchase fuel that is needed, and we'll see if it works. Yep, just drop it in. Yep. Okay, we're starting our time test here. Well, it's not timed yet. We're feeding this material in, and we're getting the water out right away. Oh, this material was rehydrated to 80% moisture content. So that's, we're trying to simulate what comes out of extraction. We're starting to get liquid out. Got whiter slots on the screen that I would have liked. I think they're about 16 thousandths. I would have preferred to have something closer to 10 thousandths. We'll get some water out here to start. Wet coffee, this has been simply conveyed down. Once I've got 30 psi on the cone, and the screw is turning at 17 RPM. That happens to be 50 hertz. Yeah, 110 volt running our thing. And this is what it looks like. The coffee grounds are reasonably dry, and the inlet hopper hold off for a while. I'll show them what the screw looks down here at the inlet end, and so the press is feeding. This is a CP4 with an extended 16-inch hopper. So I'm ready to start my test. Okay, that concludes our first test. That is, here's the press cake that we got out. And you compare that to the material that we put in. You can see we grounded up some. These flakes look bigger there. That was and here's our press liquor. Our time test was only 2¼ minutes, and we got 8.6 pounds of pressed cake, 8.3 pounds of pressed liquor, and that's about 450 pounds an hour. But we got about 50% yield. That is 50% by weight of what we put into the press came out as pressed liquor. We'll try to see how it turns out in the next test. Here we have taken 20 pounds of coffee grounds and the green peel, and we've added 2 pounds of rice hulls. That'll give us about 5% overall when we add the by weight, and which should be enough to show us if press aids work on coffee grounds. Okay, we're ready to start the second test. I have a problem that somehow the rice hulls have made it a lot of higher freeness, and the water just runs through to the bottom. But you can see our rice hulls in there. That was 2 pounds of rice hulls and 20 pounds of press cake. Worked out to about 5% So we're getting some water. We closed the cone. Press is filling up again. The first sample out comes from the previous test, and we'll clear that and then start another timed test. Okay, we've got normal operation here. Now we're starting to see some ice hole stuff coming out already, and water coming through the screen, and plenty of load here in the inlet hopper of the press. Good feeding, and you can see water in the bottom of the pail. Bob, why don't you just go ahead and pour the whole pail in there? Yeah. Maybe it'll be a little more representative. I'm going to start the time test. This machine is it's a 3-inch fiber filter with lattice style. They're fixing it up for me to run a test after lunch today. Glad to see it being worked on. Putting in a 45 micron filter sleeve. We're in the assembly department, and here you see a couple big presses, screens, gearboxes, more presses. But basically in the assembly department, we have, looks like a 16-inch press. This one probably a 10 or 12 inch. Here's a rental machine that has come back that is being reworked, refurbished. I see a piece of clamp metal got in there. And these people were pressing wood chips. And interesting. And a couple more presses in assembly department.